You go to the mirror and you look and you say, and you've already admitted to yourself, it's my fault I look like that. So then you got to ask yourself, what am I going to do about it? Well, if in this example, if you're looking in the mirror and you're telling yourself, it's my fault I'm fat, well, then you got to tell yourself, it's got to be me to fix that. It's got to be me that goes, buys the groceries, meal preps, healthy meals that will help me lose weight, put on muscle. I got to be the one to go out and work out during the day, in the heat of the day, in the cold, in the rain, whatever, when I don't feel like it. When I've had a bad day at work, I have to be the one to go out and still get the job done. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the American Dream Project podcast. My name is Josh, and I am the host of the show, as well as the creator and owner of a business called the American Dream Project, where our goal is to ultimately make this country the best it has ever been through a concept called personal excellence. If you don't know what personal excellence is, what it is just basically becoming the best version of you. And the way that we think that you can become the best version of you is through these 6 core elements that our business is based off of: faith, family, fitness, finance, firearms, and freedom. Those 6 elements are what we feel make up the ideal American dream, the ideal American life. And so it is our goal, it is our passion, it is our mission to provide you with the tools and resources you need to be able to live that kind of life. And so our goal right now, and our ways that we help you, are through this podcast, through any of our content that we post. We have a daily newsletter that goes out with just concepts and things that you can apply to your day-to-day life. But we also like to provide you with some tools from American businesses, such as some books about financial stuff, books, devotionals, ways to get more involved with your family that don't include a electronic device. We provide ways for you to purchase and practice your Second Amendment rights, as well as get training with those. But our main goal is, so we have an online store right now. That is the only place that you can buy any of our merchandise, any of these tools, any of these resources. That's the only place you can purchase it right now. But eventually, our goal is to have a brick and mortar store where it's basically, not only is it just a store, it's an experience. It's a place you can go that just completely embodies all of these elements, and you could go and become better than you were when you came in. So that's our goal. That's our mission. And to be honest, that's my life mission. And I'm going to do everything I possibly can for the rest of my life to make sure that that happens. Because I love this country. I love the people in this country. And it's just the mission God has laid on my heart. So that's what I'm going to do. For the podcast, though, we don't charge a fee at all. We don't run any ads, because if you want to know what products we support, what products we think are good, just go check out our website. Yeah, we don't have a lot on there right now because we're working with companies, trying to work stuff out to where we can have it on there and that sort of thing. And we're a young business, and so we don't keep a lot of inventory on stuff. So some of our stuff does have longer lead times. But our merchandise, we are moving to in-house production, so we can hopefully get that shipped out to you sooner. But yeah, go check that out. It's just patriotdreamproject.com, and you'll see some of our stuff there. Sign up for our newsletter if you're interested. You get those daily newsletters. We don't post all of them on social media, just because social media, especially the giants like Facebook and Instagram, hate stuff that we post. They hate it. Just had a post removed today. But if you want to see some of our shorter content, stuff like that, go over to X. Great. Elon Musk has made that a free speech platform, and I couldn't be happier. But if you don't want to miss out on any of the blog posts, you got to subscribe to the newsletter, just because that is how we can guarantee that we get it to you. And yeah. But if you sign up for the newsletter, you won't miss out on any content or anything like that. Because we'll let you know when new videos drop. We'll let you know when some sales drop, because we recently became an affiliate with Palmetto State Armory, and they post deals every single day. But yeah. So, I think that is all that I have. The only fee that we ask for this show is that you please just share the show. That's all we ask. Since we don't run ads or anything, we don't get any revenue from the show, but we want to grow the show, grow our following, and grow our customer base. But we want to build this movement, this group, to change our country. And yeah, the only way that we can really do that is, of course, you could support us through buying a product, but we understand things are tight financially right now. So at the very least, we just ask that you would just please just share the show. That's all. But other than that, the only other announcements that looks like that I have is that we have a bunch of new items that we just recently posted. We got some cool shirts. But yeah, we got some books. And then, of course, I told you about our affiliation with Palmetto State Armory. Those products are under the firearms section on our page. If you look, it'll say it's sold out. You got to look in the description. It has an affiliate link where we get a small percentage of that. If you shop through that, great. If not, just Palmetto State's got great products, and we're happy to be affiliated with them. So, that intro seemed really long, so I apologize if you haven't already clicked away. Thank you for staying here. But today, we are going to be talking about the game that most people, especially in this country, play, but it's a game that nobody wins at. And what game is that, you might ask? Well, it is the blame game. So many of us, we like to blame why things happen in our life, blame other things, other people, other things that are going on in our life. We like to blame it on everything but ourselves. We hate taking responsibility for it, because honestly, when we push responsibility off on something else, when we blame something else for where we are, what's happening in our life, that it completely takes the burden off of us mentally, because it's like, oh, it's on them, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. But I hate to tell you, that's the easy way out, and honestly, it hurts you to push the blame off. It hurts you not to take responsibility, because you don't learn how to deal with whatever it is at that time. And that's the thing. So many people want to take the easy way out. Doesn't matter what it is. We come across a problem, whatever it is, or even like we have to learn a new skill. Like, say I know how to play the guitar. When I was growing up, never thought I would have any kind of musical talent, musical ability, just because nobody in my family really did. My nanny, she could sing a little bit and play the piano, but she was about the only one that really had musical talent. And we like to put that block in our head with stuff, especially when we're young. We like to label ourselves as certain things or as not as certain things, when all that's doing is preventing us from being able to learn, being able to grow. Because honestly, I feel like we as humans can learn, can do just about whatever we put our mind to. We just have to stick to it. We have to do what I call the success formula. We have to figure out what we need to do. We need to do it for the amount of time required, and then we can't give up. But the thing is that amount of time required, people, that's usually the unknown. You don't know how long you're going to have to do it. It could be a few months, a few years, it could be a couple of decades, it could be a lifetime. But to me, I would rather spend that time working and doing what I know I need to be doing to try to learn that, to try to achieve whatever it is, than not doing it at all. Because then you have to deal with regret. And regret is awful to deal with, especially as you get older. I'm 24 years old, and there are things that I did or didn't do when I was younger that I completely regret, because that was the only time in my life I could have done it. Now think about when you get to your 40s, your 50s, your 70s, your 80s. Think about all the stuff that you had the opportunity to do, but you didn't do it because it was going to make you uncomfortable. It was going to require a lot of effort. But now that you are the age you are, you don't have the opportunity to do that. You don't have the means to do it. And that's the problem with taking the easy way out of stuff. Even when a difficult problem comes upon you, you like to push it off onto somebody else. You don't like to take responsibility. If you're struggling financially, if you're struggling mentally, physically, whatever, you like to push the blame on something else. Well, I'm struggling financially because, this economy is crap. Prices are so high. Those are words directly out of my mouth. Like, I know I just said those this past week at some point. And it's true. I'm not saying when you say those things it's wrong, that you're wrong. But you got to realize that you still have to control what you can control. Because when you do that, a lot of the time when you say say you're struggling financially and you're like, oh, it's the economy is awful, prices are high. What you're doing is you're telling yourself, oh, I don't need to do the things I know I need to do financially, like tithing, like paying off debt, like investing in your future. Those are things that we know we need to be doing, but because things are rough financially, the economy is bad, we're like, it's like we give ourselves a pass to not have to do that stuff. When in reality, yeah, it may suck for a few years with the economy and still doing all that. But when you come on the flip side of the economy, when the economy flips back and you've invested all this money and stuff, ooh, you'll be feeling pretty nice. But that's the thing. That goes for anything. Yeah, I've put on quite a bit of weight because, I've just been stressed out. And that, I'm literally speaking from my experience. You can probably tell I could lose quite a few pounds, and I'm trying. But for the longest time, I blamed my weight gain and my eating habits and my lack of working out on not having time, on not having the money to buy the good food, on being stressed out, being depressed. I put the blame on those things instead of taking responsibility and blaming myself for putting me in the situation where I have to lose 80 pounds, 100 pounds. So how do we fix it? Because this is a mindset. This is a cultural mindset. So what do we do? Because that's not easy to change. It's not easy to change our own mindset. How do we change the entire cultures? Well, to start, you have to start with yourself. I have to start with me. You have to start with you. Your friends have to start with themselves. Because what happens is, that's the whole thing with creating a movement based off of personal excellence. All you got to do really is take care of you. And then the people around you, they'll watch you take care of you. And they'll be like, man, I got to do that too. They hop on board. When you become personally excellent, you become a walking billboard for it. You're going to look good. You're going to feel good. Your finances are going to be good. I don't take it as like once you become personally excellent, you won't have any struggle. You probably have more than you ever have before. But because you'll be mentally tough and disciplined, it won't feel as hard. But, so the fix, well, as you heard it, personal excellence is great. But there's something you got to do to make that 180, to flip the switch. You got to take responsibility. You have to. If you don't take responsibility, nothing will ever change. If you keep blaming other things, other people, events, nothing's going to change. You have to wake up. One day, you'll hit that breaking point where you say, It's my fault that I am where I am. It's my fault that I'm fat. It's my fault that my finances are in the toilet. It's my fault that I hate my job. It's my fault that I'm stuck at a job that I don't want to be at. It's my fault my marriage is falling apart. It's my fault my kids don't spend any time with me. It's my fault my community looks like garbage. When you can say that to yourself, that is the hardest part of this whole thing. Because then you can look at things completely different. It's you. You are the only way to personal excellence in your life. I am the only way to personal excellence in my life. And the second you take responsibility for that and take ownership of it daily, your life will be completely different. I can guarantee that. Well, guys, that's what I got for you today on today's Monday Mission episode. I hope this speaks volumes to you because we are all struggling right now. And we like to blame it on the events happening in the world, in our lives. I am guilty of it. The reason I am telling you this is because I'm dealing with it in my own life. So don't think that I'm sitting here thinking I'm holier than thou, because I am not. But that's what I want this to be. I want to be completely transparent with you. As I'm going through stuff, I want you guys to know it too. Because honestly, whether we know it or not, a lot of us are going through the same things at the same time. When things are tough financially for one person, they're usually tough for a lot of people. And that's all that I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get a lot out of it. If you did, please just share the show. That's all I ask of you. Go make sure you check out our website, check out our new designs. Make sure you're following us on all social media. Subscribe to that newsletter. And remember, success takes work takes time, and time is limited. So get out there and get to work. I love you guys, and I will see you now in the presence of a king.